I ain't hear nothing because I was talking to Keisha on the phone.
Oh,
Hello.
Bonnet is on, bra is off, wine and glass. Let's get it.
Not bonnet on, bra off. Okay.
I wish I'd take my bra off,
Okay, man.
but I gotta be on live.
I know. I could. I ain't got enough chest. No way. Couldn't nobody tell if I did.
Look, I ain't got no bra on. You can't see nothing. Can't see nothing.
No bra is good for the mental health, okay?
No bra, baby.
In the opening?
Talking about bras in the open. She is in, Brianna is in decompress mode.
I don't see what y'all looking at.
Are you got the comments open,
Oh
Keisha?
my God, I did not know we were
Oh.
already live. I'm over here talking about the wrong one. I didn't.
We can't be late on no doggone premiere.
My bad.
Cookout, but we can't do CP time on the show.
Yeah, but I didn't know that I said that on live. Y'all disregard.
Disregard.
Wait.
I'm just comfortable in my own home, okay? So
Well,
early.
welcome back. We are at season 5 of the Clinical Cookout, and I think we don't necessarily have a topic yet, but I think that we can talk about how our in-person Clinical Cookout went, because a lot of people didn't get to attend, but it went amazing, and we can tell them why.
it was amazing.
Oh, I was about to say, y'all want me to start? So, at our in-person Clinical Cookout, it was very we did it kind of like a symposium forum where each one of us did a different topic, and we basically explained some things about mental health, allowed people to ask questions. It was very interactive. And we didn't give out treatment options and stuff like that, or like treatment recommendations, but we basically educated people about mental health, especially in the church, because mental health a lot of times is taboo in the church. So we actually partnered with Mind Your Business Ministries, which was a part of a church, and we had sponsors. We had police presence where they wanted to come out and
Can you close my door?
Not you said it and you were on mute.
Can y'all close my door?
You ever think she on mute?
She thinks she's on
I
mute.
think she thinks she's on mute.
She not, honey.
No, I wasn't muted.
No.
Am I muted now?
No.
It's telling me that I'm muted.
You're not.
Oh
No.
shit! I'm sorry, y'all. This is an embarrassing one for me today. No, it told me that I was muted, and like even when I was talking, it was saying microphone off.
Now what just happened to y'all? We usually have things together. I don't know what's happening today. I can't believe this.
It's
Them
the Auntie Ash and Auntie Keisha show, because clearly
about to be Auntie Ash and Keish for the premiere. Auntie Ash, Auntie Keish Clinical Cookout premiere.
Somebody help me. What's going on over here?
She said it twice.
Okay, tell me. Am I muted?
Yes. Yes.
you are now.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Can you close my door?
No. Y'all.
No, I don't talk to my kids like that. I talk to them nice and soft.
No, we don't play parents. This is perfect
You
for
talking
this
to kids just like that.
No,
You talk
this
to
is
your
y'all
kids.
are
look,
important.
they
Laughter,
need to know. Close my door.
laughter and humor is so important for mental health.
Oh my God.
So y'all break wasn't that long because we all over the place, honey.
We are, ain't we?
Oh
We
wait,
just-
I had to finish explaining.
We know you just clear.
I apologize because it was telling me that I was muted. So I'm sorry. Continue. I'm muting myself now for real.
So we had police presence, and it was kind of like a national night out kind of thing where we actually bridged the gap between members of the community, police officers, and mental health. It was just a really beautiful time. We had a lot of support. It was amazing. So
And
that's
church.
all the-
And church. We bridge gap with church too. And that's important for our community to understand that mental health and church, your religion, your spirituality can go hand in hand. It really can. So it was good. It was good. And listen, let me apologize to everybody because a couple people did message me. We were supposed to stream it. We was all a little nervous and trying to get things together, and none of us remembered that we were supposed to stream it. That's our bad.
I
But you know
remember.
what? I wish I would have known we were going to do this because I would have had some of those clips or snippets ready to show just like some of our presentations.
We can put them out later.
Mm-hmm.
Denise said, "A time was had, honey." And
A time was had.
And was.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody enjoyed it. We got some great positive feedback, and I think it really just motivated us to do that again. So y'all ain't gotta worry. We will be doing one again. Right now we're looking at doing them every 2 years, but we will have a presence in between that time. We working on things over here at the cookout for y'all. Okay.
We know, Patrick. We know you was looking for it. Another thing too, one of our big supporters, Just Patches, I call him patty cakes, but he actually bought some of our cards. He's used them at some of the symposiums that he's done. He does a lot of marriage retreats. He's used them at marriage retreats. He does them at singles retreats for airmen, couples retreats. So the Clinical Cookout is like, we out here, okay?
Indeed. Everybody who got that first pre-order sale for those decks really, really enjoyed the cards. I received a lot of positive feedback from people who purchased, and that's what we trying to do. That's our goal. We trying to help our people. Anyway, how y'all been? We've been on break a long time. Y'all ain't seen us. Y'all gotta have some stuff you want to talk about. Usually on our lives, we let y'all just bring it to us. Y'all questions, whatever you want to talk about. That's how we like to let the lives go, just because it's y'all chance to talk to us and get immediate responses. So if y'all got something y'all would like to talk about, please feel free. Otherwise, we gonna just come up with some mental health stuff to talk about.
And so I want to know from the aunties, how do y'all keep your mind right when you feel like things in your life are on fire? Like, how do you like maintain your peace and just keep moving forward instead of getting stuck in the fire?
Gosh, that's medication. I'm playing. Medication. No, medication does help though, if you need that. How do y'all do that? I don't really have a.
Well, I've been on fire like the past month. So I would say I think part of being on fire or trying to keep yourself together is allowing that human side of yourself. Just, recognizing that it's okay to be on fire sometimes. Life isn't going to be peaches and flowers. Now, you ain't got to stay that way, obviously, for a long time. Obviously, you need support. But I would say the two things is giving myself compassion and also having a designated person that was able to give me support. So that's been really helpful for me. And vacations. I did take a vacation. So those three.
Yes.
Well, she said even if you're not going anywhere. Yes.
Yep.
That's called a staycation. That's 100% healthy. And then sometimes you just need to be away from people. And just need to be by yourself. So I'll tell you this. I was born in a pressure cooker and been living in one ever since then. So my homeostasis is on fire. So what I do is I compartmentalize. When I leave work, I don't take work home. I do not do work at home. When I leave home, I don't take home to work. And it's not always easy to compartmentalize because sometimes this stuff bleeds over. So I have, like Keisha said, my designated people who I call whenever things get a little bit too much to me. And I just need to straight up vent and just get it out. But I'm also a machine. So that high productivity, I start trying to grab at control and make that part of my life good. So I think it depends on how you cope and like leaning on the way that you're used to coping. My coping mechanism is typically like, okay, what can I do? How can I make everything else better? Even if my whole life feels like it's on fire, how can I grab at something I can control? And that's what I do. I just control what I can. And then other things, I go crazy about it as necessary.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm the type of person that I have people that I can call. I definitely have support, but I tend to isolate because that's something that I need to do. I'll isolate, like I'm in the middle of that fire and I have to find things for myself to kind of decompress. So I'm big on reading. I'll start reading. I'll watch old nostalgic movies that make me feel better in the moment, just so I don't feel the heat of that fire so much. So I'm in my center, and I have to use tools that I have, like reading books, playing games, doing things like that to kind of just ease my mind for a moment. Because sometimes when you're in a fire, you really live in moment to moment. You're not thinking about tomorrow. You're thinking about right now. Everything's burning. I have to calm my mind down right now. So I use all types of different tools that I know have helped me since I was young. If I get into a book, I forget everything else for that moment.
And I will say this, being on fire sometimes can burn other people. And I will say this as a person who was upset at her nephew, and I've never experienced mom guilt before. And you know, I don't have kids, but I snapped at him and he was just doing kid things. And because I had some internal stuff going on that I could not manage appropriately, I snapped on him. And then I was guilty about it for 2 days. And then I called back to apologize to him. So sometimes when we're in the midst of the fire, we burn people unintentionally. And it's important for us to just realize that, oh, maybe along the way I might have said or done some things that I shouldn't have. And it's okay to apologize when you are on fire sometimes, because sometimes we don't recognize how we are speaking or communicating or behaving around other people.
Yeah, I really like the idea of compartmentalizing or just looking at different areas of your life. I think I'm one to catastrophize. So if one area of my life is on fire, for me, it's like my whole entire life is on fire. Like I can't see the positive in any other area. And just to kind of break it down, I guess like if I have my career, I have work, I have my kids, my family, I have my friends, I have hobbies. And so if something's going on at work, it's like everything's on fire. Like I just can't, like my home life sucks, in my mind, even though that's not true, but it's just like everything seems to be on fire. So I like that idea of just kind of like compartmentalizing, like, yeah, work sucks right now, or this thing happened at work, but these other areas, there are still positive things. There are still things that are happening that you can control. I really like that idea.
Mm-hmm. And another thing too is one thing she said, I've been zoned out. Cassie said, I've been zoned out this break, me, myself, and my mind. I caution myself against going in my head too much because I get really, really deep in my head and I start having head movies. And them head movies is completely some stuff that I done made up that's not even right. So I'm like, I know she's saying that about me, or I know this person is saying that about me. So I have to go with what evidence do I have right now that's going on for me right now? Because otherwise, I'm catastrophizing. I got some distorted thoughts. You know what I mean? Like all these mental health things that's causing you anxiety, I get those. So I started realizing like emotions are not facts. So I started teasing facts away from emotions. No, my head movies don't be. My head movies are action movies, and that's never good, people. So,
yeah.
I like that she said she has to separate out her emotions from the facts, because when you don't do that, that's actually called emotional reasoning, which is a cognitive distortion. So if you sit here allowing your emotions to dictate reality when your emotions are not reality, you have to really try to step away and process that and say to yourself, is this just my emotions and my feelings, or is this real? And it's hard to do that sometimes when your emotions clouding your whole perception.
Abraham, he always says, what do you know? And we have to do this to each other because we both get head movies and both of ours are action. And so he always says, I've been damn near chanting, feelings are not facts. Yes, feelings are not facts. So you know what I do to realize that my feelings are not facts? I say, what do you know to be true right now? So like, I know she was talking about me. Do you know that she was talking about you? Or do you know that she said A, B, C, D, E, F, G to somebody? No, you don't know that. All you know is that right now y'all are not on speaking terms. So just go with what you know. And do you know that you know who you've been you know who this person has been to you. So I have to like really go in my head and like combat myself, because you know your head can sometimes be a toxic space to live in.
Can I add something to the feelings are not facts? Can I add something to that? Sometimes we don't finish the sentence. I'm a big proponent of finishing the sentence. So while feelings are not facts, you can acknowledge that you are a human and having a human experience, and that emotions are valid, but you do not necessarily have to act on them. So all you gotta do is finish that sentence.
Thank you. I was hoping that that's where you were going with that, because as soon as she said it, I was like, that's a common statement, but the rest of the sentence is feelings are still real and valid. What you feel is real.
But it is important, like what Shug was saying, you still need to evaluate. Yeah, you have these emotions. Yes, they're valid in this moment, but is this something that I need to act on? Is this something that I need to, calm myself down? That's where that processing comes from. So there's just steps to it. There's layers to emotions, unfortunately, sometimes.
Yeah. And I mean, it's important too, because even with social anxiety, your feelings aren't facts. Just because people are staring at you don't mean they hate you. That's not a fact. That's your feeling. So, okay, do you need to react to it as if it's really happening? I always say this, me and Auntie Amber always talking, I say, creating scenarios and then acting like they're happening to you, and then acting on the feelings that they're happening to you. That's when we're like, why are you doing that? You creating this, it's a head movie, but it's real life to you now. That's anxiety.
Which is exactly why you can't use your feelings as a justification for your behaviors. Because you feel a certain way does not mean you get to act a certain way. So when you do that and then you say, oh, it was because I was in this, well, that's not a justification for maladaptive or negative behavior. That's just how you felt, and you allowed it to overtake your rational thought.
And even if you do make the mistake by acting on it, ask yourself the next time, what could I have done different?
And apologize. Like if you don't intend to hurt someone's feelings or set them on fire with your own fire, apologize if you realize that you acted a certain way. I think a lot of people get in this mindset of like, oh, well, I did it because I felt this way, like justifying it, like Auntie Ashley said, but there's no apology that follows. And for me, I don't know why recently, but I've been so big on like, you gonna apologize after that, or you just gonna justify it and keep it moving? Because if you're not gonna apologize and actually mean it, then that means you're not learning a lesson, and you just gonna keep justifying that behavior with me moving forward. Maybe I need to reevaluate if I want that type of person in my life. So apology can go a long way, but after that apology, you got to show a shift too. Even if you mess up again, it needs to be a shift. You need to start realizing how you can control those emotions moving forward.
And other side of that, for the people that you are giving that apology to, for all the people who've been hurt or harmed by somebody who was going through something and they maybe use their feelings to justify it, you have a role in this as well. Your role is to communicate that you were hurt. Your role is to communicate that your buttons were pressed. If you don't communicate that, don't expect somebody to come apologizing to you when you haven't, they may not even realize what they did. So you have to openly communicate, hey, look, this is what happened. This is how I was feeling. You might have not intended it, but that was the impact. And sometimes you got to apologize for the impact you caused, even if it wasn't your intent. It might have not been your intent, but you hurt somebody. So it's okay to apologize for harming somebody. So those people who, if you out there and you waiting for somebody to come to you and apologize, you might be waiting a long time if they don't realize it and you don't communicate.
I had to practice it for a weekend with my 6-year-old nephew. I had to call and apologize because I was not being very nice to him, and he doesn't get to see me often. And just because I was going through something internally did not excuse me treating him in a certain way. So I called and apologized.
Keisha, don't get mad at me, but I'm glad that happened to you. Let me tell you why.
Know why she's saying it already?
Because
watch it. Watch it. You better watch your next words.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm happy that it happened to you. Because as moms, when we be going ham sandwich, and it'd be like, well, did you use your PAX tools? Be like, I had no PAX tools at that moment. I didn't know what a PAX tool was at that moment.
I was trying so hard, and I didn't do nothing.
For the people, you got to tell what PAX Tools is. Everybody wasn't at the Clinical Cookout.
So at the Clinical Cookout, I was the presenter for PAX Tools. If you don't know what PAX Tools is, it's just a variety of strength-based, evidence-based tools that you can use when addressing your kids when they are having difficult or unmanageable behaviors. And honestly, he wasn't even having an unmanageable behavior. It was just, I was so annoyed because I hadn't had sleep. We had to sleep together in the bed. He was moving around. I had to get up, make sure he used the bathroom because I didn't want him to pee in the bed. And my sister get home and she's slapping us both out of the bed. And then I was just at my wit's end by the end of the week. And I said, go in there with your mama and go lay down. And he was like, okay. And then I felt bad. He tried to come back in and he was trying to get his blanket, but I stopped him from getting on the bed. He was like, I'm just trying to get my blanket so I can lay down. And I said, okay. And then I left that morning and I felt so guilty because I didn't get to tell him bye. And I carried that for 2 days, but I learned my lesson. So
that's all you did, and you felt guilty about that? You hear how I yelled at them kids to shut that door. Now, when they actually do something to me, I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't have talked to them like they were adults just now. Like, why did I do that?
Yeah, that's what happened. I felt guilty because I told him, because I never get to see him. And like, he saw me, I was so irritated. And I was like, just go in there and lay with mama. Like, I was just so mad.
Venetia right with me. She said, I know that ain't what you said to have you feeling guilty.
I
know that's not all you said to have you feeling guilty.
Nope, that was all I said.
Like, it's not even that juicy. Like, come with some real tea next time.
Yeah, like, did you say a touchdown or something? Like,
don't get off, Keish. I'm gonna have your back for a minute, Keish.
That was my perspective of like, I don't know. Like, I just felt so guilty. Yeah, that's exactly. He looked at me like, okay.
Keish, you felt that way because because you're not a parent and you're not with your nephew 24/7. So for you, just like grandparents, you know, when your grandparents get around the kids and they don't see them all the time, they love them. It's like they can't do no wrong. Leave my babies alone. But when you actually, if you having a day like you were having, or you're around that child for extended periods of time, you realize that was small. But I'm gonna tell you, Auntie Keish, Suge has been plotting on this since the cookout. After your presentation, she said, I can't wait till Keish had kids. I hollered. She was waiting to say, did you use PAX Tools? Did you?
Yeah.
I did. I made amends.
When you cuss one of them kids out,
huh?
No, when you cuss one of them kids clean out like they was a grown man in the street, you're going to be like, Lord.
She said, next time cuss and then you could feel bad.
No, we got a question real quick though. It got lost here, but Brianna's asking. There's two parts to it. What if you don't know what's fake and facts? If it all feels too real, and then she's saying when it comes to negative thoughts and self-sabotaging.
I can answer the first one.
Mm-hmm.
What's fake and facts when it all feels too real? That's when you go by evidence, right? So you don't go into court and be like, Your Honor, I think I saw him do this. They say, present me the evidence that this is what happened. So you have to really challenge yourself and say, what evidence do I have that this is real? And then you go on.
It's called thoughts on trial. Put your thoughts on trial. That's what that intervention is called.
Yes. That's how you challenge cognitive distortions. You have to challenge it. It's a bunch of different questions you can ask, but that's the first one. Like, what's the facts here? What proof do I have?
Or what do I know? What proof do I have? What do I know to be true right now? What do I feel right now?
And I also recommend reality testing with another person too. So you can do that in your head and like go through the facts and challenge your own thoughts. But sometimes it's helpful to have somebody on the outside that's going to help you do that as well, instead of you just trying to like go through that on your own.
Mm-hmm. You have somebody honest though. I get so sick of people lying to other people and then calling the one that's honest mean. Like, I have called Keisha and she's been like, now Suge, how do you know that? And like, I have to like answer the question. And like, then when I answer the question, I'm like, okay. Let me not go there. Or are you careful? Or are you going to say something that you don't mean? or is this something that you feel like you can come back from? Like just having somebody challenge your thought process, because when I go into La La Land, I'll be gone. And you have to have somebody be like, hold up, this is foolishness.
To be on the honest, Shook's the same for me, because I remember I went off the deep end one day with my job and she snatched my edges back so fast because I was on the cliff, hanging off. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
On my job.
You don't do what? Hold up.
Y'all laughing a little too hard over there. I don't like the inside jokes.
You was there.
Oh, I was there?
No, it was just me and you. I called you on the phone, Shug.
Oh no, okay. I remember that time too. Keisha was about to go off on these people, and I was like, hold on. Now what happened?
And that's the thing. If Auntie Shug is saying hold on, you have really gone too far.
I was on the cliff. On the cliff.
Yeah.
No,
I have friends for whatever mood I'm in. So like if I'm not quite yet to like ready to face the honesty, then I know which friend to call that's gonna hype me up and be like, yeah, girl, like no, that didn't happen. But if it's like a serious situation and I know I need the real, then I know which friends to call for that. But honestly, sometimes you just want to be hyped up. It's like I don't want solutions. I just want somebody to listen, validate my feelings, and tell me I'm right for right now until I'm ready to hear that I'm wrong. So I do have different friends that I know are going to be honest, the ones that's going to back me up, hype me up, the ones that's just going to listen and not say nothing. So it's just kind of like figuring out what's better for you in that moment.
And honestly, another positive communication tool with any friend you have, no matter if it's the brutally honest friend or the friend that will hype you up. If you know all I want to do is vent right now, say that. Say, all I want to do is vent. I don't want your solutions. I don't want your feedback. I just want you to listen to me. And that friend should be able to provide that listening ear. If you want solutions, say that. Because sometimes you also have to take into account everybody is going through things. So it's a good idea to ask those friends, do you have the capacity to hold this right now? Are you in a space where you can hold this? Sometimes we put on a strong front like we can hold everybody's everything. We crumbling. So you got to be real careful with what you say you can hold. And then be what your friend needs in that moment, no matter what. If you
well, Amber don't never let me want to fight.
None of us let you want to fight because half the time you don't have to do it, Shug.
You know, there was one situation recently where I was there with you. I was like, what? Like, yeah, I think it just depends on like Auntie Ashley saying, recognizing your friend's mindset in the moment and responding to that appropriately. But also we're all therapists too, so we kind of have like the training to identify where somebody's at mentally. Are they ready for a solution yet, or are they just kind of exploring? A lot of people don't have that training, so it's just kind of they're doing the best that they can, and it may not always be helpful.
Which is why you got to ask. That's why open communication is very, very important. But the flip, because these three are talking about being in that space where you have to call a friend to kind of reel you back into reality. Like, am I wrong? I'm more of a person.
No, Dante, I'm so sorry. We're not slapping people, okay? We just not doing that. I've been holding her back for weeks.
Her and Dante understand each other quite a bit. Trust me.
Keisha, what did you say? You said you're not even what?
And you're not even the fighter, it's me. But when you get to a point, but when I've seen Shug in a different space before, so it depends. Somebody really got to take you there, Shug. Like, I don't see you as a person like really like messing up your career and your life, but like I've seen you also in a space where I was like, for a second, I was like, okay, she gonna whoop this bitch's ass. We gonna have to get.
No, one thing I don't do is I never mess up my shmoney.
Yeah, like I just can't see you doing that. I can't see you doing it.
If we can go somewhere and there ain't no cameras,
I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
I am very, very well regulated.
Yes, there we go. You won't pop off at first. Like, you will be me. I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm gonna pop in that moment.
Let's say it's circumstantial. Let's say it's circumstantial because Auntie Suge, I've been knowing her my whole life. She has gotten really good at regulating herself.
Mm-hmm.
Because of her career and her money, she won't do certain things. But it is certain circumstances. Trust and believe you will see that instantly. If it come to her kids, ain't no money in the world gonna stop that reaction. If it's about protecting her kids or something like that. So I think because Auntie Suge has grown, you won't see it unless she really get pushed there for real.
Yeah,
But she's able to kind of feel it back. Like, okay, wait a minute, you ain't about to make me not get my paycheck. Now hold on.
But listen, really let me tell you how I learned that though. So I'm gonna bring it back to therapy for real. I used to be like that all the time. I used to be like that. Quick. I can't tell you how many fights in my life I've been into, and I've started them. I finish them. I don't be technically starting them, and it take me a while not to get there. It's 0 to 60, but I evaluate the situation more. Before it was just do it. I was like Nike, just do it. Now I evaluate the situation more instead of like, okay, is this worth it? I literally take a step back. I literally try to regulate my breathing because sometimes my breathing gets so like caught up in my throat and stuff like that. The day that Auntie Keisha's talking about, I had been breathing for about a week or two, and it was enough. But just like kind of regulate my emotions, like recognizing my breathing. I used to have to get out of school and actually go talk about what was going on with Venetia. Venetia's always the one to be like, now listen, fool, calm down. And I actually have to like think about like I have to play the tape to the end, right? So okay, I could go off and it's gonna be fun, right? It's gonna be very, very good. We're gonna have a good story later on, and I'm gonna feel good because I done did some I got some I got active, right? But how does that look in the end? I'm kicked out of school. I paid way too much to come out here to be getting kicked out of school. I'm too grown. So what do I say to my kids when they say, well, how come you're not a doctor? Didn't you go to school for this? And then what do I say to my family whenever they're like, wasn't you just in school to go be a doctor? Like, so I think about all these scenarios now at the very, very beginning. So what I have started doing was starting to kind of stay away from people because when I get triggered, it's like that. But Amber told me, you are a very beautiful soul, so keep on sharing yourself. So I just have to recognize triggers a lot earlier than I normally would recognize them. And then I have to think about it. Is this me? And I have to start challenging the evidence and, presenting myself with evidence. So it's a lot of head action that goes with regulating my emotions because I promise you, I might have a little bit of ADHD. I have been very impulsive all my life. And so everybody knows fighting is a very impulsive act, but it was nothing. So just kind of regulate my emotions and bringing myself to that point. It took therapy. I'm a therapist and I've had to work through that. Go ahead, Amber.
You think you got a little bit of ADHD? A little bit more than that.
Okay.
I've been diagnosed and I can't formally diagnose you on the internet. But yeah, man.
Yes.
It takes a lot of maturity to say that though. It takes a lot of maturity because fighting is easy. That's the easy thing to do. But really, the mature thing to do is increase your emotional intelligence and really, 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 really being self-aware, honestly. Because it takes a lot of self-awareness to ask yourself, is it me? And a lot of accountability to ask yourself, is it me? Because sometimes it ain't always the other person. Sometimes it's you.
A lot of times it was me. And that's another thing too, like challenging myself. I was in basic training and I always wanted to get active with somebody because it's high stress, right? So what Patches just said, I had to learn to take a moment and not only breathe, but also prioritize my peace by not reacting in a way that accomplishes what needs to happen with minimal impact to my mental. That's what I had to do. So I had somebody come up to me and it was my TI and he was like, why are you so ghetto? And like, I will never, ever forget that moment because like, I was just like, well, cause blah, blah. I had some snarky remark back then. I'm very witty and it come real quick. And I had a lot of mouth and I started like that, like sat with me and it was like, you are ghetto. Every time somebody says something to you, you don't have to get mad. You don't have to get so active. Grow up. And then I heard another guy ask some dude, when you gonna humble yourself? So like these little nuggets along the way kind of make you look at yourself. And I had to take some self inventory, and I was ratchet. Period.
I also think this might be something very basic, but I think part of being able to regulate your emotions is being able to accurately identify them as well. I think that our body, a lot of the times, tricks us into believing we're having one emotion when it's actually another. And what I mean by that is your body responds first to whatever is happening around you. So if someone says something that pisses you off, your heart starts beating fast, and then your face gets hot, and then your hands start to ball up. And so now you're thinking, I'm angry. Like your body is like leading you to believe that you're angry, but maybe you're embarrassed. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not anger. So being able to identify the emotion first before you react is going to help you react more appropriately. Because I think even as adults, we don't always even really think about what the actual emotion is. We go with anger, sadness, happiness. Yep. We don't think about all the ones in between that.
Yep.
And anger is often first because of, I'm going to take it a little macro. Society has made us believe that anger and aggression is a easier emotion to tap into, is an emotion that you can tap to that's not as vulnerable. It gives a certain strength almost, as opposed to a vulnerability. Some of the other emotions that are underneath that anger iceberg, that tip of that anger, those are vulnerable emotions. It's easier to say you pissed me off than you hurt my feelings, or I'm bitter, or I'm resentful, or I am distraught. Like, it's real easy to say you pissed me off. That feels a little bit better. It's harder, even if you recognize what you're feeling under anger, it's vulnerable to say that to somebody. Because now, because I know me, if I'm angry, it's a different, like Auntie Amber said, it's a different reaction inside and externally. But if I tell somebody, yo, you hurt my feelings, I might actually start crying if I have to do that. And crying and all of that is vulnerable. We don't like to tap into vulnerability with people because we don't want them to see it. But you have to do that.
Yeah. And there's a cultural context to that. Our expression of emotions may be perceived differently from how other cultures express their emotions. So there's also that piece to it as well. Because, with women, it's always angry. But what if we're just disappointed? What if we're just hurt? What if, we feel betrayed? There's so many other things. The only thing they see is aggression and anger. But it could be so many other things underneath that.
John Tay said also our family and community back then had us thinking it was okay and normal. And that hit the freaking nail on the head, because my reactions were always okay at home. Always okay. It was like, okay, well, she said this. Did you cuss her out? Or they did that. Did you do this? Okay, if you gotta go ahead and fight, go handle your business. You better not lose. Da 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 da. And it was like that. It was like that. And or somebody get in your face, you hit first. Like, all these things were embedded. And so some of these things are things you might have to unlearn. I had to unlearn that anger is my first emotion. I thought anger was always my first emotion. Sometimes it just be hurt. And then I'm pissed off that I'm hurt. And now I got to be vulnerable because I don't like to be vulnerable. And so now I got to show you that I am actually a vulnerable person and I am prone to hurt. So our community sometimes is not helpful when it comes to that, because they stoke those fires, and then you got to go into real society where you got to keep a job, you got to stay out of jail, you got to be somebody's responsible parent, and unlearn those toxic behaviors, maladaptive behaviors.
And honestly, with our family and our community, that brings up a really important point. And it's a hard concept for some people. But in some cases, you really got to look at the people around you and say, are they in that same place? Because I'm not trying to get taken back there. I may have to distance myself from certain people who haven't grown, or who don't want to grow, who don't want to change, who still say that's the reaction, that's correct. Recently, Kirk Franklin did an interview, and I will not forget this quote because I want other people to really hear it. And he said, at some point, you've got to save what's still together. You can't give them everything to break you. Like, you got to save the parts of yourself that you're trying to heal. You got to save the parts of yourself that have gotten to a new place. You can't keep going back thinking, oh, because it's family, oh, because it's friends. Everybody ain't meant to go with you to the next stage. And if they taking you back to that place consistently and making you think that that's okay, you may have to do something different so that you can be something different.
Yeah, 100%.
Community didn't always get it right. And some of them okay being wrong.
But that's why I'm glad I got friends who hold me accountable. Y'all do good.
I don't. I'm the one that puts the gas on the fire most of the time.
If somebody can't nobody call you if they need their anxiety to be taken down because you're gonna hype it up. Wait a minute, what happened?
No. You know what? I'm gonna take her out of that box.
Oh.
I'm gonna take her out of that box because there was some anxiety going on in this house. Hi, Makisha.
Hey, sissy.
Hi.
Hi.
There was some anxiety, some severe anxiety going on in my house. And from one anxious person to another, Amber completely like threw water on that fire and put it out.
But that's an anxiety fire. So that's different because I can relate to that like 1,000%.
Yeah.
And I know what goes on in my head. So somebody else that's anxious, I can help with that. But when it comes to like the anger and all that stuff, I'm not good with that. What book we talk about? You writing a book?
Who writing a book?
Is this who I think it is from TikTok?
Yes.
She just ain't gonna let it go.
Auntie Kish published like 2 books already.
Yeah, but she talked about another one and she ain't let that go. She ain't gonna let it
Girl,
go.
I'm trying to I'm gonna get you. I'm trying to keep my head above water over here. And you over here talking about the third book. Yeah. Let me rest. This is my year of rest.
Is it?
It is.
She said it was.
Do you actually take time to rest?
I will. I'm gonna talk to my supervisor on Monday because I already got it planned out.
Okay. All right.
I'm your life jacket. Okay, boo. I'm gonna let you be my life jacket. Hold me accountable. Hold me accountable.
Who's a life jacket?
She said, "I'm your life jacket."
Oh, I can't see that yet.
Oh.
Oh, I can't see anything yet.
What other questions do you have?
Other questions
for us?
What has been going on? I want to check in with everybody's y'all mental health right now. It's a lot of things going on in the world. I keep telling everybody, look, with everything happening in politics and other areas, are you making sure you are maintaining your peace? Are you stressed? You gotta pay attention to things like that. So I've been kind of trying to tell people, make sure you decompress.
There's a loaded question out here, y'all.
It is. I saw it.
What can we expect?
Well, to answer your question, Auntie Ashley, yes. So there's a lot going on in all of our lives, I know, and I'm sure other people have other things going on. I have made it a point this year to, I've kind of been living like YOLO, like because I spent a lot of time like trying to save money and not do things because I wanted to save money for later on in life. So this year, I just like when something came up that I wanted to do, I just went and did it. And I've had a really busy year, but that has kept me at peace because I haven't been stuck in this daily routine, going to work, picking up the kids, getting groceries, paying bills. Like I'm able to kind of get out and do things that are more fun. So that's where I'm at right now. It's just enjoying life this year.
Resting was my goal after my birthday. So if I'm tired, I'm just gonna go to bed. If I don't want to do something, an engagement, an event, I don't gotta do it. If I don't got time to do something, I'm just not gonna do it. Like I literally want to take as much stuff I can off my plate and just rest because I think that Black women have been in this cycle of being superwoman, and I had to admit to myself the other day, like I need rest, and I'm paying the price for it right now, and I don't want to keep doing that. So it's all right to defer to other people. So that's what I'm doing. I'm hanging the cape up. That might be the title of my next book.
She really ain't gonna let you let it go now.
You shouldn't have gave her a title. It's over now.
It's over now.
Yeah.
My goal changed this year. It started with one thing, but then life kind of happened and things happened and it changed. I have come to a place where I'm like, I got to start saying no. And I have to tell people, I have to be okay letting other people know I'm not okay. because oftentimes you get that general question when something happens, like, you good? You okay? I've gotten really good lately at saying, no, I'm not. I am not okay today. And just let it be that. Like, you don't have to explain it any further, but I had to do that because my family dealt with a loss and I was grieving, and grief can do some things to you, and we still grieving because it just happened recently. And it's like, I can't push myself through that. I have to be able to say, no, I'm just not okay today. Like, I even had it one of my work days, I literally messaged every client and said, I need to reschedule you today. I don't ever do that. I will push through all my sessions. And I was like, I can't do it today. So that's what I decided for myself closer to like the tail end of this year, like maybe a couple of weeks ago. If I'm not okay, I'm not about to pretend like I am.
Well, me this year, I'm mind, body, and spirit. So every single thing that I do is I got to get my body conditioned, and I got to condition my mind the way it used to be conditioned, and my spirit. I need to get my spirit man right because my spirit man's been lacking a little bit. So no, I ain't hang nothing up. I ain't put nothing down. I'm still trying to do everything all the time because somebody got to do it. So I just need to be everything for my family right now and not everything for everybody else. So if I'm tired, take a break and get my mind, body, and my spirit right. But stuff still got to be done. Period. So I got to do it.
Right. Well, we have one last question that I'm pretty sure we can end on. But before we do that, Abraham, I am not discussing risk aversion and how it can lead to analysis paralysis this time, but maybe we'll touch on that next time.
Hey, you want an episode? That's an episode.
That's a whole episode. But Venetia
Who
wants
gave
to know.
him analysis paralysis?
Who told him that word?
He got it from work. Some kind of, I don't remember, some kind of presentation he saw.
He got it from work.
But anyways, ladies, big question for us to end on today. What can we expect for the upcoming season, y'all? We are at season 5. When we first started, I didn't know how far we was going to go. I didn't really know what was going to happen, but we are at season 5. What can we expect this season?
Oh, you asking us?
Yeah, well, I can start. We're still doing our weekly episodes and our one time a month live, but our episodes are shorter, and that allows for us to spend more time cooking up other things for the 2024-2025 year. So that's one thing to come.
Let's see. We still want y'all to send us topics you want to hear about, but we do have topics in the vault that'll be coming out this season that will be of interest to you. We will be talking about politics a little bit and mental health. We will be talking about, we're trying to get an episode where we talk about interracial dating, things like that, and how that can affect each person's mental health in those types of scenarios. So we got some good stuff in the vault.
We can find Dr. Umar for that.
Now we gonna get Dr. So he can no, he don't need to be on that show.
We said a lot of good stuff, man.
Mm-hmm. But we got somebody that's manifesting Essence Fest for. Weren't we just talking about this? So one of the things we actually want to do more this year is get on more panels, do more speaking engagements. After our clinical cookout, we realized how much of an impact it can have on the community. So we do want to get out and do that more, which is why we're spending less time recording. Y'all are still going to get y'all's content, but we're going to spend more time preparing and applying for things and trying to do more panels and kind of get our name out there a little bit more.
And listen, manifest that Essence Fest. Go on and just start tagging Essence Fest in our content. You tag them, they usually see.
That's sure I got people on it. Let's get it. Who is this? We need her in our life. She got us writing books, going to Essence Fest. I love this for us.
All of it.
Stay with us. We love you.
Real quick shout out to Sissy. She graduated Monday and was salutatorian of her class.
I was just going to say that.
She graduated Monday.
Congratulations.
Right. So yeah, we trying to really manifest some great things for us to reach bigger places and more people because I feel like our community needs that. Like, granted, mental health is getting better and people are talking about it more, especially in our community too. But I mean, you have to have the professionals. Like, a lot of times we see people who are not in the space to really talk about it, and we feel like we really can bring that to a lot of platforms. So that's what we're trying to do.
We're also trying to grow our followers. So if you guys could share way more often so that people can kind of see it, because I mean, really, you rely on your followers to kind of help you grow and stuff like that. And we've been growing steadily. I will not poop on anybody and say that we have not been growing steadily, but we want to grow more because I feel like, and we all feel like we're talking about something that's actually worthwhile and mental health, and we're all human about it. I just told y'all as a whole therapist that I used to like to fight. Keisha used to like to fight. Amber is like, she has some avoidant ways. Ashley has some avoidant ways. So we're showing you that we are human and we don't always like grab the bull by the horns or grab the bull by the horns the right way. We just have very, very human experiences. And it's important for people to know that because they look at you like super therapists and it's like, I'm not that. I'm a human trying to help you.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, we got like 9 minutes left. You know what we didn't do? And we said we were going to do it. And I even announced it on the promo. We haven't done our giveaways. We said we was going to be giving some stuff away.
Oh, you scared me for a second. I was like,
girl, I wasn't bringing up no.
I can't think on my feet. You didn't prepare me. I already went to, y'all see that catastrophizing? It already happened that fast. Okay. Yes. Let me pull up the,
Abraham, you are not on the board. You're not on the Clinical Cookout board. You don't have to be at our meeting. He said no more meetings without me, sir.
Oh my God.
You be serious too. He challenged me about that when I got off the phone the other day.
But he just said I've been using my cards. My boyfriend loves them. Hey.
That is good. Oh my gosh.
Shout out to the Clinical Cookout.
All right. Oh, we didn't get names and stuff. Do I just need to put anybody's name up in here? Like, how are we doing this?
If you're still here and you want to be a part of the giveaway for the last few minutes, we're going to give some things away. Please like raise your hand. Use the emoji to raise your hand or put a thumbs up and we can put your name on the giveaway game. Justice for Abraham. Just Patrick
oh my gosh.
What?
Not justice for Abraham.
No. Get him up out of here.
If you
all right, so I have
want to wave something. Makisha, Jonte, if you're still here and you would like to maybe win something, we're giving away some things that y'all might like. Makisha, Jonte.
Makisha, I got Jonte on it. I'm gonna go ahead and put Venetia. She ain't here. If she ain't here no more, I know she would want to win something.
Right, I don't know. Just Patches is here still.
Sean said, Sean.
Got Patches. There we go.
TJ.
Got it.
No.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the first spin here. And then if anybody else adds, I'll just add them as we go. Let's see if I can share. How do I share my screen, y'all?
Please do that, Makisha.
Yes, indeed. If you got cards, make a video and tell people how you liking your cards so we can post it on our pages.
Here we go. Screen share. Wait, where the screen at? Oh, I know what I do. Hold on. There we go. Here we go. Got it. All right, y'all. It took me a minute, but we in there. All right, can y'all see that?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and spin the wheel here. Spin it up. See who it's gonna land on here. Keisha. All right. So, Makisha, do we have a question, or are we just giving out something?
Question to make it a little trickier, should we just give it to the winners on the spin? Just looking.
I thought we were going to do a mental health question.
Mental health question. All right. Makisha, can you name 3 symptoms of anxiety?
What's the question there?
3 symptoms of anxiety to get your gift.
We gotta give them time to type.
Look, TJ says she brings the cards out, and her husband is like, "Oh God, what I do now?"
Dante said, "Lord, take me off the wheel."
All right. While we're waiting on Makisha's response, 3 symptoms of anxiety.
You better not be Googling either.
I'm gonna go ahead and do one more spin, and somebody else gotta give another question. So here's the next spin. Oh wait, did I take her off? I didn't take her off. Okay, Sean, be in there.
Hey.
Sean, who has a question for Sean?
I have a question for Sean. Sean, how does stress affect sleep? What is one way that being stressed can affect your sleep? I got time to type in. Keisha, you've given us some symptoms for anxiety. Sean, how does stress affect sleep? Y'all get it? We'll spit again, and somebody get those same 2 questions. 2 people get those same 2 questions. Okay, Makisha.
All right, Makisha, here we go. We got nervousness, increased heart rate, and chest pains. Those are all symptoms of anxiety. You have won a free gift.
You done won, sissy. You done won.
Yes, ma'am. So someone will reach out to you to get your email address so we can send that over to you. We don't want you putting that all on Facebook. If you want, you can go ahead and send it to us in a DM or a PM.
She said I was trying to think of what my tail deals with.
All right. So, Shine, you are giving us, what was it again, Ash?
How does stress affect sleep? What is one way?
How does stress affect sleep? All right. Now we're going to do another spin while we're waiting on Shine's answer. Here we go. Go ahead and spin it up here. Ha ha ha. TJ told us to take. Oh, no, that's not TJ. Okay, TJ, your question is coming from Auntie Sugar, Auntie Quiche. What y'all got for TJ?
What are 3 symptoms of depression?
3 symptoms of depression, TJ.
And no Google.
Now, we can't regulate that. At least they learned it.
They do.
Oh, I'm going to say it. I know they're still over there Googling.
So,
no, don't answer, Elena. You didn't get selected. You wasn't on the board.
But that's still a valid.
And Lena is a therapist, ain't she?
No, that's my auntie.
TJ, you can't say sleep.
I went to school with a girl named Elena Long.
You can't because she
they pronounce hers Elena.
Elena. You cannot say.
All right.
TJ, 3 symptoms.
Shine, where you at? How does stress affect sleep? Shine, where you at?
Okay, TJ.
Oh, TJ pulled out the depressive symptoms. Here we go.
Okay.
Weight gain, lack of sleep, and low energy levels.
She said, wait, one more. You don't replace the sleep because it was up there.
We got one more coming.
All right, and then we're going to spin one more because Auntie Keisha had a question. That way we got 4. So we give away 4 things.
Oh, I was supposed to have a question?
Also, appetite, eating too much or not enough.
You can't say that either now, TJ. You can't answer it.
You good, TJ. You got your 3. You good.
Yeah,
you good. And we already have your email, so we know, and we got your address to send you. Well, you already have cards, so we're going to give you something else. So we got your email.
Good.
We got your email, TJ.
It's engagement. All right.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Also, isolation. That like disengagement and isolation. I feel like they're on the same track.
Yeah.
Don't show out though, TJ. Now don't do too much. Just do a little bit.
All right, let's do another one. We're still waiting on Shine. I don't know if he's still here or not, but We're gonna get another one. Here we go. Oh, I keep forgetting to take Jonte off. Who that? That's Patches.
Oh.
Patches. Now we know Patches is here.
Mm-hmm.
Keish, what's your question for Patches?
What is the disorder that has inattentiveness, hyperactivity, distractibility, interrupting others, difficulty concentrating, difficulty with memory, and is often found in kids, diagnosed with kids, and adults, but you have to diagnose it in kids. It's primarily diagnosed in kids.
All right. Tell us the disorder. She just
Good question.
Just Patches. That is your question for a giveaway.
I don't know what that is, just Patches.
We just gonna know that you meant.
Oh, he fixed it. There we go. Yes.
ADHD.
Yes, you got it. Correct. That is ADHD. All right, Patches, we need your email address. One of us will reach out to you, or if you
really,
want,
Jonte?
you can go ahead and send that over.
She said,
PM. Auntie Shook, exactly. 100%. That's what I was trying to say, but I can't really formally say that.
That's right. Doctor trying to diagnose me.
All right. So that's all of our giveaways. We will.
Well, I think Sean might have left, so since he didn't answer, whoever can answer that question first gets that final giveaway.
What was the question?
What was the question again? Can you reiterate?
Tell me a way that stress affects sleep. Whoever can type this is about typing fast. Whoever can type that in first can get one of the giveaways. How does stress affect sleep? Tell us a way that dispatches like I'm already here. I just answered.
Fragmented sleep. Can you elaborate a little bit more? Can you elaborate a little bit more, Patches? What do you mean by that?
Because it sounds like you just threw a bomb in somebody's sleep.
Keisha said insomnia. More sleep.
Elena said more sleep.
We may give it to Elena just because just Patches and Makisha already won a giveaway. So because
so we'll go with Elena. Is it Elena or Elena? What did you say it was?
Auntie Elena.
Auntie Elena. Okay, Auntie Elena, we got you.
Yes.
We're gonna give you a gift too.
And I got her address. So
cool.
She also had a question, but we can answer her question once we get off here. We could just, I think she didn't put it on the comments. I think she put it like on the thing that I shared, and I think she thought it was in the.
Okay.
We'll just go, Auntie. We'll answer your question on my Facebook because I think you thought you were putting it in the chat, but it's on the thing, so we'll answer it there. But we will send you your gift, Auntie.
Yes. Are written down. We will get y'all emails and such, and you will get emails and addresses if we actually need them, because I think one of the giveaways or two might be mailed. And then we will get y'all stuff. So glad y'all are back.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Hello, Airmen. We're here. We are back, and we are ready. So y'all, we're getting this season on a roll. Today was just the start of it. Thank y'all so much for joining us. And don't forget to join us on Wednesdays for our episode. Why does that keep popping up? Oh, on Wednesdays for our episodes on YouTube. And every week we have content that goes out each day. So just make sure you catch that content for whatever the topic is.
And please share. Every time we have an episode, share.
What time does our episode start?
8 Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern.
Is that right? Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern.
Yep. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.
And on our YouTube, when you watch the episode on YouTube, one or more of us is always in the live chat. So even though you're not seeing us, we are in the live chat to answer questions, get feedback, all that. So we be on the premieres of each of the episodes too.
All right.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for joining.
Bye, y'all.
At the cookout.